No, we have a new camera. Are we live? All right. Guten Chodesh, Freilich Chanukah. We're holding Daf Samach. What's that? No, it's fine. They'll show up. There's still, I think, there's still davening at Hasidim. About 10 guys are going to show up in 2 minutes. Omer Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchok. We're holding Daf Samach Vav Amud Beis. We're going to be discussing 8 types of hachatzot when it comes to tefillah. First one is Isha lo titbol benomal. If you look at Rashi says porto. Nomal is a port. The ships kick up a lot of mud, so she shouldn't be toivel there. Afagav da'ashta leko. Even though right now, this second, she emerges from the port without any mud on her. Eimar b'dyomi nofal. She says it means basically she shook her legs, that it fell off her legs, and Memela, right now you don't see it, but during the tefillah it was there and it created a chatzitza. Avu de Shmuel, and here now we go to the next chatzitza. Avu de Shmuel ovad levnose mikvois b'yoymei Nisan. We had this Gemara half a year ago in Bechoros. So the father of Shmuel, in other words, for Shmuel's sisters, he made a mikvah in the days. Now the problem is like this. The pasuk says, it's not a problem, but the pasuk says, Ach mayon ubor. So we learn from this 2 things. That, first of all, there's a concept called mikvah mayim, and that's bar. If you gather water in one place and it doesn't move, that's a mikvah. Mayon is flowing water. How do you know that a flowing stream is okay, which is called the zoichlim? Ach. From the word ach, it comes to be marba. In Nisan, when there's a lot of water flowing, and it's a chiddush for me. I didn't realize that in the Alps, those streams, you can't be toivel there. Because they're zoichel, but they're from the snow, melted snow. So, in Nisan, where there's a lot of rainwater, so Shmuel's father was concerned that there's more rainwater than actual mayon water, and therefore he had to create a mikveh for them, according to one pshat, according to Rashi. So he created these mikvahs for them. Uma potze b'yom tishrei. And he also created in Tishrei, when they were using the river, he had to use mapotze, like a mat, so that their feet don't get clogged up with this mud that we were talking about. Omer Rav Gidel. Rashi says at the end that we're not talking about a zava that requires a mayon, because just to remind everybody, there is a halacha of a mayon, live water, but that's only for a zav, says Rashi. A woman, a zava, does not require fresh water. So we're going to get there in a second. Right now, it seems like we're talking about for the husband. We're talking about a woman. Now, okay, you're right. Shmuel himself, for the daughters, the L'chayr is talking about taharas, although he was in Bavel. So I don't know. But it doesn't seem like there's a husband involved here.
Yeah,
maybe
he wouldn't be bothered with his married daughter.
Right.
He shouldn't be telling his married daughter.
L'chayr not.
He could have just cared about them.
Yeah, but he's building and stuff. Yeah. They married Tamid Chachamim. They're on their own. That's what he's saying. Omer Rav Gidel. Omer Rav. We're talking about after. That's what happens when Yeshua's not here. Accidents in the kitchen. Nos Natasha livno. So we're talking about after Chafifa, she scrubs her. Wow, that was quick. When I needed my cord last night, it took you half an hour to go all the way back home and bring a Gemara 2 minutes. Yeah, fine. It wasn't that bad last night, but I'm just saying that was pretty quick. Omer Rav Nos Natasha livno v'tavlev also. You did? What did you do?
I drove there.
Okay, that explains it. So anyway, so learning Hilchas Chatzitza. If you just walked in now, we just learned that you're not allowed to be toivel in a port where the ships come in. There's too much mud. Halacha number 2, we're learning 8 halachas now. Halacha number 2 is that after chafifa, the shaking of the table is no good. Whoever's doing that, you gotta be careful. On the video, it comes out like. All right. Nosna tashel ivna v'tovla v'olsala. She did chafifa, she scrubbed her whole body. And then she gave her son to eat some sticky kind of food. We don't see any indication that's on her. Afal pikein tovla v'olsa lo yosel tefillah. We have to be concerned that perhaps it's stuck to her guf. She was toivel, now you don't see it anymore because it disappeared in the water, but the tefillah was no good. The same lashon that we had before, the Rashi is not so sure what it means. He says any day l'shayna, but it means when she shakes her guf, therefore, there you can sit right over there. It came off and there's no chatzitza. Omar Romi Barabo, Hani Rivde de Chusilta, another type of chatzitza, scabs. Now these are specific scabs that have to do with bloodletting. So they stick in that syringe, whatever, the needle into the body, and it creates a scab. Believe it or not, scabs, according to the Gemara, I don't know if all scabs, but at least these type of scabs that come from a puncture wound, you have 3 days that they're still moist, they don't create a chatzitza. Mikan ve'ela chaitzi. My mother always said, don't remove that scab, it'll leave a scar. It's a problem for chatzitza if you leave it. At least these kind of scabs, when they're dry, they're not part of your guf, and they create a chatzitza. Omar Marir Ukva, Lifluf Shaba'ayin, the gooey stuff in your eye, the mucus in the eye. Lach Einoy Chaitzitz. Yavesh Chaitzitz. If it's moist, it doesn't create a chatzitza. If it's dry, it creates a chatzitza. Rashi says, we're talking about the gooey stuff in the corner of the eye and all around the eye. Great. Taisus doesn't like that. Taisus says we're talking about it's in the eye, inside the eye. Because if it's outside of the eye, then it creates a chatzitza even if it's moist. And then Taisus just sticks in here as another halacha, soya, shebetzipor, and any dirt, filth that's underneath the nail that's hard, also creates a chatzitza. A mosai nikra yovesh. How do you know that this mucus is dry? Mishoshem matchil lirak, when it turns green. Amar Shmuel, kechol shebetoich ha'ayin, that makeup that they used to use, some sort of powder, the blue powder, was a big thing. Chol, I think we just had recently that the men also were using it. Kechol shebetoich ha'ayin ene chaytzitz. You want it there, so it's not chaytzitz. Shal gabi ha'ayin chaytzitz. I think it means on top of the eyelid. I'm not 100%. Im hayu eineh parchais, if she's a quick blinker. So the blinking basically gets rid of the main product, and you're left with like a very thin film. That's not such a problem. I feel like Agabi ayin eni chaytzitz. Omer Rabbi Yochanan, haschay neh b'yoser. Now in the mikvah, and we're going to see soon if this is halach l'maisa today. If she closes her eyes very tight or opens her eyes very tight, that creates a chatzitza. It has to be normal shutting of the eyelids, but not to squint, because when you squint, you have the folds of the skin and water can't get in there. The creases of the skin. Now, Taisus brings a tremendous machlokes in the Rishonim here. Huge. Taisus de Mamaskel Paschoi now. Taisus says, "Achar ze kotzer b'perish Rabbeinu Chananah lo b'gzas far v'les hilchas kechol hanishmaitza." The halacha is not like all these halachas. In other words, we just had 8 different chatzitzas. We're actually 7. In a second, we're going to have Rish Lakish. It's interesting that Taisus inserts it over here. That's where it's inserted. Rashi, somewhere else, he says, he brings ubetshuva achas. Rashi wrote a whole tshuva about this. He's not happy about this. He brings many questions because the whole sugya seems. What does it say over there? The halacha is not like it when it comes to women and their husband. When it comes to hilchos tyrus, the halacha is like that. You have to be makbid on the chatzitzis for tyrus. Rashi says all this is talking about women. Shmuel and his daughters. It's all b'lashon nekeva. Brings many different questions here. Bavel, they're in Bavel. Why would they care about the stuff in Bavel if it's for tyrus?
They didn't do towers over there.
That's right. So they shouldn't be care. They shouldn't care. B'kitzur. And bottom line is, Rashi says you have to be makbid in all these chumras and all these chatzitzas. The Shulchan Aruch paskins that we have to be makbid like Rashi on all these chatzitzas. But it's a massive machlokes because the Rambam brings this also, and the Rambam says, well, you have to be makbid between 3, 4, and 5. And this Rishon says 4, 5, and 6. Which chatzitzas yes, which chatzitzas not. Rashi's makbid on all of them, different Rishonim. Most of Rishonim are machlok and Rashi, by the way, and they take this girsa, and they say you don't have to be makbid on it. Akapanim Shulchan Aruch paskins like Rashi. Omer Shlokish, and finally for the eighth and final, we have to get a stronger table. The new building is going to be stronger, but right now it's a lot. Yeah, it's okay. One thing at a time. First, whatever. Ha'isha leititbol elo derech gdilosa. So Shlokish says halacha. What is the position a woman takes in the mikvah? K'derech gdilosa, natural. Don't be too tight. Don't be too loose, as if she's walking. Why? Because if she's tight, her underarms could be a chatzitza, her legs could come together. So she has to be natural. Derek Dilas Rashi says like she's walking. A little bit loose, not too loose. You don't need to, right. Too loose is probably not an issue, too tight is an issue. Krisnan, it says by Tzaras, it says in the Apostle, L'chol mare einei hakohen. Whatever the kohen could see. In other words, he doesn't have to take a microscope to find the Tzaras. Whatever naturally comes to him, whatever he sees naturally. What does that mean? So there's two areas of concern really. There's the Beis HaShechi and the Beis HaErva. You have the underarms and the Erva. So what do? The kohen has to check. Ha'ish nire ka'oider. The man, he looks like as if he's using how do you say a oider in English? Not a shovel, no, not an axe. A spade. A spade is probably better. Spade. A hoe. Hoe is good. It's like that square thing with the handle. You have to go like this. So that motion, you're exposing your underarm. You're not lifting it above your head like this. You don't have to go crazy, but at least it exposes it somewhat. And if the kohen sees tzaras, great. Umoisik zeisim is referring to the Beis HaErva, and the same thing we're going to have by a woman. If he bends down, so you could see, basically it separates the rear a little bit and you could see inside. Not a lot, a little bit. Isha nires koireges, she lifts her hand when she tries to weave. Uchemenikas bina, when she lifts up her son or when she bends over to nurse her son. Omar Rabbi Bar Avuna, nima achas kshura choitzetzes. So by the way, the Rishonim, when they talk about whether or not you have to be makbid on this, not makbid, this Rish Lakish is also included in some of the Rishonim they have to be makbid on. Omer Rabbi Ravuna, nima achas kshura choitzetzes. One here, if it has a knot, it can become that tight that it creates a chatzitza. Water cannot get into the knot of that one hair. Okay, Rabbi said, just as we're turning the page, while you turn the page, since we only have a few days left to the Siyum HaShas, the actual Siyum HaShas is on Shabbos, but the Siyum HaShas in Eretz Yisrael in America is on Wednesday. So we want to make a little bit of a push for the 8-minute daf and the actual shir. So if you have friends, you have family, send them the link. Try to get more people. More Torah, the better. Shkoyach. Oh, he's not here, so we don't have plastic cups either. Where is he? He's at the Beis Medrash over there. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Chaolam, shakol niyeh b'dvaroi. Shalosh einon chatzitzois. 3 hairs do not create a chatzitza. Why? Because it's not tight enough. The knot is not tight enough on 3 hairs. Here is a tough material, and to get a good tight knot, you can't do that. And memela, water will seep into that knot, and it's not a chatzitza. Shtayim eni yudea. 2, I don't know. Rabbi Yochanan Omar, anu ein lanu ela achas. 2, I know, is not a chatzitza. It's 1 that's a chatzitza, 2 is not a chatzitza, 3 certainly is not a chatzitza. Omer Rabbi Yitzchak, Devar Torah, halacha Moshe Messinai, ruboy ha-makbid olav chaitzitz. If a person is makbid, objects to the chatzitza, to the material that's on him, chaitzitz. Ruboy ve'eni makbid alav any chatzitz. Halacha Mishum Yisina tells us, and Rashi says this is referring to only here. Tosfos is mechuluk and says it's referring to the entire body. If you have most of your hair in knots, braids, not exactly. That's a good idea, but braids is not good because it's many hairs together, and that we says nachatzitza. But if you have most of your hair tied up in single knots, that's rubai umakbid, and that creates an objection. Rubai ben makbid alav any chatzitz. Now, if you're not makbid, it's not a chatzitza. So, where's that pasuk over here? You object. You don't want it. You care. So it could be. What? What are you saying? Oh, so then you have batadaitis koladam, that sort of thing. If whatever. This is the. It's very simple, but I had no other chart today. The halacha mishim Sinai is right here. These two words, ruboy umakbid. So they took the halacha mishim Sinai and took the word ruboy and the word makbid. Ruboy, so they said even ruboy if you're not makbid. And that's what we're talking about. And then the word makbid, they said miut and you're makbid. So they added two things to the halacha mishim Sinai. All of it, even though you don't object, and a miut, a minority of your hair or your body, even though you do object.
You have the opposite here.
Which one?
Miut
Miut.
Just have it miut ve'enamak. If you have
Yeah. Hold on, we'll see in a second. Here. That's the next thing. But that's no good. We weren't. On the bottom. That's okay. Okay, but there's no room here. I barely got it. I liked the size of this. It was geshmak. Yeah. In the new base measures. On the screen, it'll be large enough for everything. Omar Rabbi Yitzchok, Dvar Torah Ruboy Hamakbid Olav Choitzitz. If it's most of it, whatever it is, the hair, and he's makbid, he objects, Choitzitz creates Ruboy ve'eni makbid olav, ene Choitzitz. V'gazru, so the Gzera was Al Ruboy she'eni makbid. They took the word Ruboy and they said even though you're not objecting, Mishum Ruboy HaMakbid, because of the Ruboy. V'gazru Al Mi'utay HaMakbid. And the second Gzera was the makbid part. That even if it's a minority, but since you're makbid, you object to it, Mishum Ruboy HaMakbid. Let's go one step further. Say that if it's a minority without kpeda, it should also be chatzitza. Why? Because minority with kpeda is a chatzitza. This right over here is gzeres chachamim. It has to be rubai umakbid. Miut hamakbid is one gzera, and you want to go one step further and say miut sheni makbid. That's what Yossi said on the bottom over here. You don't see it; it's cut off, but it says. Miut she'eni makbid is not a concern.
cut off.
Yes.
Because
It's not. Omar Rav. Niddah bizmano inu tivelas elo belaylo. A woman who goes to the mikvah, we know this halach already. A woman who's a niddah and has to go to the mikvah on night 7, after she stops seeing dam, let's say she stops seeing dam in the afternoon, even if she sees dam up to the afternoon, she go to the mikvah at night. But she cannot go to the mikvah during the day. Who goes to the mikvah during the day? A zava. Niddah bezmano inu tivelas elo belaylo. Because it says in the pasuk, Shivas yomim tia binidasa. You have to be your complete niddah for 7 days, and only afterwards you go to the mikvah. Shloi bizmano, but let's say she missed night 7. There's no mikvah available. She wasn't available. Now you're talking about day 8. Could she go to the mikvah during the day? Answer is, bein bayoim, bein balayla. She could go at this point. You can't go during the day. You cannot go there. Why? What's her daughter going to say? Her daughter doesn't know what's going on. Her daughter knows she went to the mikvah during the day. So the daughter, when she gets married, is going to start going to the mikvah during the day. She's not going to tell anybody, go to the mikvah. It's a problem. And she'll be a niddah. Rav Hodarbe, and Rav agrees that there's an issue. You have to be concerned with the daughter. Omer Bar Ashi, Omer Rav, niddah. Only at night, Mishum Sirach Bito, you have to be concerned about the chinuch of the daughter.
The daughter will go during the day on the 7th day.
On the 7th day,
All the way for the daytime.
She doesn't know that her mother's in the 8th day. She remembers a Maisa Shahaya, her mother took a taxi to the mikvah during the day. Her mother happened to be on the 8th day and it's mutter for her, but she doesn't know. In those days, they were very open about these sort of things. They used to wear certain clothing. Where are you going? I'm going to the mikvah. No problem. Well, the mikvah during the day. What? She remembers. It's chinuch. During the day, you let her go to the mikvah. She's going to get married. She's not going to tell her husband. She's going to sneak out to the mikvah during the day, come back. She says, yeah, I was toivel. And it's a problem. She's a niddah. Shivas yom tieh b'niddah. So she's not allowed to go to the mikvah. It doesn't work if you go to the mikvah during the day on the 7th day.
Well, wouldn't the mother explain the laws to the daughter?
Sometimes yes, sometimes not. Children, no, here's the thing. Children observe a lot more than you know. The mother thinks she's sneaking out and she's not. The daughter knows exactly what she's doing. And she takes from that's how it goes at least today, right? The mother's not going to explain to the daughter where she's going, but kachazeh. You see that Rab agrees to this and he says, yeah, you're right, I didn't think about that. It's a concern. Zog the Gemara asking Rav Idi ben Norosh. Huh? Yeah, but that's different. Yeah. I don't know why. What's the difference between a kala and this? Is it different? No.
Because it's before sunset.
She like you said, you know that a kala goes, then the daughter also knows. Well, people know it's a kala. Yeah. Asking Rav Idi ben Norosh in the place called Norosh, Lemidbab Yoim de Tamyo, Mishum Ayivasa. Because of the lions. They were scared of lions. I personally don't think it's a big problem. I actually have proof that's not a big deal. Here, I had to bring this. I had to show you. And this is really for your father-in-law, Menachem, if he's still watching. You're still okay? What? This is, I was giving the 8-minute daf here.
You're holding
the tail. I'm holding onto the tail.
You can feed your dog to a lion.
Anyways, huh?
When you're learning,
What are you shaking your head? You wouldn't do it, you're saying? You wouldn't bring the picture? No, but ever since the Lions, you got a lot of subscribers now. You wouldn't do it. No, based on what you told me yesterday, you wouldn't do it.
Somebody showed me a picture from the shear of one of your Dabir, a minion, that minion with the eye.
Yeah.
He said, what did this have to do with any Gemara? I said, nothing.
It's not true. It's not true. It's the person that had an eye in the center. Why did you tell him that? The guy would have been, you know how much tire you made the guy lose now?
So most of the pictures you see are to be mechaded.
Oh, okay. Okay, at least it's mechaded. I was looking online for a baby that was born with one eye, and then, all I remember is Yaakov, when I brought out the minion, I said, Rabbi said, if you're sensitive to this stuff, don't look, and Yaakov put his head down, and then I showed the minion, and people started laughing. He's like, why are they laughing? Then he looked up. You don't remember that?
You realize the minion's an insult to English people.
Yeah.
This whole minion program.
Oh, wait, we only have 10 minutes. No?
You're on the base already.
Okay, fine. Rav Acha bar Yaakov, this line, you're right, has absolutely nothing to do with anything. Rav Acha bar Yaakov mishum ganove. So Rav Acha was misaken in the place called Papinoya, the ganovim, so the women couldn't go at night. Rav Yehuda, and you know what? And then Dr. Epstein, in these cases, the girls already know. The women explain to the daughters, listen, there are lions, there's a concern, special disposition, what's the word? Yeah, disposition. Dispensation, no, Panovich. Rabbi Yehuda bePumbediso, Mishum Tzina, in Pumbediso is cold, so they allowed them to, like in Chicago, there could be a heter, allowed them during the day. Rava b'mechoyze Mishum Aboiloi, the one pshat is, Rashi says, the gatekeepers, the watchers, they were bad people. Others say that it means there were holes on the ground, it was dangerous stuff. Amalei Rav Papa l'Rava ulabaya, they take out this word ulabaya. Mirdei ha'idna kulu savik zavi shavinu rabbanon. You're saying that in our days, women, the Bnei Yisrael chmir al atzmam, that everybody's makbir like a zavik doila. You have Shiva Neki'im. What happens at Shiva Neki'im? After Shiva Neki'im, you go to the mikvah during the day because you're a zava. So why is it that in nowadays, where we made that chumrah and we act as if we're zavais, why do you have to go to the mikveh at night? The Shviya. Mishum, what?
The Neki'im.
Yeah, Shiva Neki'im, you do
Not the
Shiva.
Shiva of the Niddah, the Shiva of the Neki'im.
Shiva Neki'im, of course. Because you're not in Shiva anymore. You're past Shiva.
So she's in her 8th day.
She's in her 11th day. She's in her
Okay, after
10th day. Let's say we're makbid on, no, 7 plus 3. 3 of Zavak Daila, and then 7 Neki'im. How do you get to 14?
The first 7 count because
Yeah, but
Niddah.
Yeah, but
not necessarily she saw it.
who said that we do that?
she didn't say
Maybe
it
she
loud.
saw it.
Retreat.
Today we do 5. Today we do 5 and 7.
5 and 7. Okay. Mishum de Rabbi Shimon. Says the Gemara, you can't go to the mikvah during the day and treat it as a zava like you want, because there's halacha of Rabbi Shimon, the Sanya. Achar titor. Achar lekulan. After all 7 days, then you go to the mikvah. In other words, if a woman is keeping Shiva Neki'im and she sees any dam, that dam is soiser and she has to start all over again. Rabbi Shimon Omer, achar titor, achar maisa titor. That if you do the maisa, which is counting the days, so she should become tar theoretically during the day. Why? Mixes hayom kikulai. Achar maisa titor. She counted, done. It doesn't say in the pasuk that she's tia binidasa shiva yomim. She has to have full days. It says you count. Counting is enough, even though we know mixes hayom kikulai. So l'chayr she should be able to go to the mikvah during the day. What's going to happen? She's going to go to the mikveh during the day, then she'll be with her husband during the day, and then she'll see dam a half hour later, and it comes out that retroactively she was a niddah the entire time, she was a zava, and it's a problem of isur kares. So Mela, we made a takana, don't go to the mikveh during the day, so we don't have any issues. And that's why, that answers your question, how come you don't go during the day? A woman could do this scrubbing process on Sunday and go to the mikveh Monday night. When it says shlishi, it means Monday night. So you go from Sunday to Monday, a little bit more than 24 hours. Right? It seems like almost 2 days. Sunday to Tuesday. No, it's Erev Tuesday. It's Tuesday evening. Shekain, Monday night, which is what we call Tuesday night. Monday night is Leil Shlei, before Tuesday morning, yeah. A little bit more than 24 hours. I don't want to be like those guys. The Americans have a major problem with Leil Shishi. I was saying that we have this year in Leil Shishi. A lot of Americans didn't know what Leil Shishi was. They thought Leil Shishi means Friday night.
They came with their families for supper.
Yeah. Like, why would you do a Chazar share on Friday night? Isn't that during the Suda? It's 9 o'clock. Yeah, okay, anyway. Isha, so why? What's the pshat? So he's starting off slow. He says, you get at least 24 hours. You see that if a woman needs to go to the mikvah Matzah Shabbos, she shouldn't do chafifa Matzah Shabbos, as we're going to see. It's a problem with rushing and whatever, so you do it Erev Shabbos. Once we're matter to do it Erev Shabbos, just use that heter throughout the week. Now, once we have that heter, because there is once a week that a woman could do this 24 hours in advance, so therefore, Isha Chefeves Bechel B'Shabbos V'Toivels B'Revi B'Shabbos. Now we have 48 hours. Why? Shken Isha Chefeves B'Erev Shabbos V'Toivels B'Mitzvah Yontav Shechal Lo Yezach HaShabbos. What happens if Yontav falls out on Matzah Shabbos on Sunday? So now she can only go to the mikvah Sunday night. She has to do the chafifa Erev Shabbos, and now you have 48 hours. Since you have in that case a heter to go to do chafifa 48 hours before, so you can do chafifa 48 hours all week long. What are you asking? It's a one-time thing. It's a special thing for a woman. That's another shita. Now we give her 3 days. Why? In Eretz Yisrael, you have 2 days of Yontif that start on Sunday, so you can only go to the mikvah on Monday night, and the chafifa has to take place on Erev Shabbos. So now you have 3 days. I didn't even. I figured that Menachem Mata would right away correct me if not. He didn't ask the kasha, so maybe it's good.
No, but
Huh?
they say that you see that you could do it. It's not a mikdash, so you see that you're allowed. Even though
It was possible, but
right? Since
So once it's possible, that's when she's
it's
going.
possible.
Yeah.
In theory.
Rav Chisda Amar. Oh, so the Gemara is gonna bring it down, but it's not to rush. We're choshesh that she's not gonna do a proper job because it's night.
You're saying this is
Oh, chafif on Shabbos is also because you're not allowed to remove hair on Shabbos. Yeah. By washing your hair, cleaning your hair will come out. That's geizes. It's the raisa. You're not allowed to wash your hair on Shabbos with soap and all that stuff.
cutting your nails and all this stuff.
Unless you have no hair.
Then you don't do chafifa. Rav Chisda Amar Kulu Amrinon. No, chafif is on the whole body, but yeah. Rav Chisda Amar Kulu Amrinon shekein lo yamrinon. Heichad efshar efshar. Heichad lo efshar lo efshar. Says Rav Chisda, that's not true. Yes, you're allowed to go to the mikveh. You're allowed to do chafifa erev Rosh Hashanah because it's erev Rosh Hashanah. But you can't do that on a Tuesday. Just because you can go erev Shabbos for Motzei Shabbos doesn't mean you can do it on a Wednesday. So the Gemara says that this is how we're going to paskin. So hold this in your head. Rav Chisda says just because when you could do it, when you need to do it, we let you do it. When not. Rav Yeima Omar afilu shekein nami amrinon lebar mi isha choifefes be'echad b'Shabbos v'tevez b'chamishi b'Shabbos. She could do it on the other. She could do 2 days, 1 day, but not 3 days. The l'mitzoy shnei yom toim shel Rosh Hashanah shalach Shabbos lesa. The efshar dechoifefes b'layla v'tevez b'layla. In that case, since it's 3 days, even on Rosh Hashanah, we're going to allow the woman to do it right before tefillah, and not make her do it on erev Shabbos. So maybe you have 1 or 2 days. A regular woman cannot do a chafifa in advance. It has to be samach to the tefillah. And there's no heter for 3 days because a woman on erev Rosh Hashanah. You mean bismanenu?
No, if you don't hold kashem, then what do you need to know?
No. On a woman that wants to go to the mikveh erev Rosh Hashanah. Erev Rosh Hashanah. She should not go. She should not be choifev erev Rosh Hashanah that it's a 3-day hefsek. Because I'm choishes for, I allow her to be choifef in that particular case, It's a one-time case that a woman should do chafifa after Yontif, and that is if Yontif is 2 days. Or in Chutz La'aretz, where every Yontif is 2 days, so you have more of it. You have to be makbid not to be choifef 3 days in advance. Iboilu. Isha. Should we stop right here? Yeah. Darsh Mirema Hilchas Rav Chisda, Ukim Darsh Rav Yeima. Should we do this? Yeah. Iboilu, 1 minute. Isha ma'u shetachov b'layla v'tidbo b'layla. No, and this explains what's the problem. Could she do chafifa at night? Mazur do oiser v'chineno misur shari. It happened even with the G'daylim. The wife of Abba Mori Reish Galusa is the Reish Galus. They were fighting, they had a fight. So he wanted to be Mephiaser. He told her, listen, you have to make her what?
It was her son-in-law.
Her son-in-law wanted to make shalom over there. And she told him, Ma'isa Hashta, what are you coming here? Tomorrow is also okay. Rav Nachman understood that she meant that she didn't do chafifa, and therefore, what's your point of making up tonight if I can't go to the mikveh anyways tonight? Omar, so he told her, Dudi chasart, are you missing pots to heat up water? Tashtoki chasart. If you look in Rashi says tashtoki, pled is stool. It's a stool. A stool, like you don't have what to sit on. Avdi chasar, you don't have the slaves to bring the water. Bekitzer, you see from this maisa that you're allowed to do chafifa at night according to Rav Nachman, and that's not a problem. According to the Man Omer, you're allowed to do chafifa at night. Have a wonderful day.
Color going before night.
I could have shown this.
See you tonight if you are able to go.
Color going before night.